freaks me out. I'm with them and being anxious me. So what I want to talk about is the three stages that we go through once we're living through life, right? So we're looking at childhood, we're looking at adolescence, and then we're looking at adulthood. And we see a lot of adults or people in the late 20s going into adulthood that have, become paralyzed by their anxiety. They become stifled or incompetence, right? And sometimes this happens because our parents are in charge of us to give us an identity, right? So sometimes we have parents that are over controlling, right? So they're always trying to control everything that we're doing. Then we have those that have this unreasonable idea of always trying to be perfect. Others that habitually criticize us as well. Having an individuality becomes almost impossible, and it's always attacked. And we begin to generalize what a lot of the things that we do. So this happens with, I'll never find anyone, or I'll never be good enough. I always make bad decisions, or that, people won't like real me if they do real me, right? So again, we're looking at how, parents basically create the fundamental tools that, either make or break us. And, we can thank and blame our parents for everything that's good and bad with us, basically. Because no one's perfect. So anytime that you feel better than anyone, or, in the lower standard, that's when you need to evaluate what is this. So I already explained why this is important. So how do we actually do this? So basically what we're doing is, given in a situation, you always want to take consideration what is going on and our emotions at the very moment. So what we're doing is looking at the child, right? So it's the wounded child, and then we're looking at the adaptive adolescence, because in adolescence we feel like we know everything. And then last but not least is the functional adult. And then when you don't follow these steps correctly, you don't become a competent adult. So in situations where the competent or functional adult would be conveying their needs, the wounded child would be needy, and then the adaptive adolescent would be needless. So they wouldn't need anyone, right? So the wounded child would most likely, have an idealization of their, peers or their parents, while the adaptive adolescent wouldn't. They would be disillusioned to their parents or any idols, teachers, or peers. The functional adult would be in reality of their caretaking. Wounded child would be acting out of control, and then the adaptive adolescent would be hyper-controlling, always trying to take in situations, while the functional adult will be flexible and moderate to what they're trying to want, have, and need. And last but not least is going to be the self-esteem that we have, because the wounded child is always going to feel worthless, right? And the adaptive adolescent is going to feel arrogance. And then last is, once we're looking at the developmental stages, we see that we can get the self-esteem that we need on a given basis as we become functional adults. So this is very important for our daily lives, and as well as going into our adulthood. Sometimes when we look at our parents, we become out of touch with our emotions because our dads told us to toughen up or something like that. Or we're always trying to take care of people because we always wanted to take care of our sick mother or something like that. Or when we didn't have any friends, we feel like we're not worthy or up to par. We have this shame. So, take into consideration